Hi folks, I'm Randy McBride with Wild West Bass Trail. I want to show you a few things here that makes us unique that our other organizations don't have, and we're very proud of them. And these are live release boats. We are blessed to have 3 of those boats here in our possession, working on always getting one more. So we have coverage in all 4 of our regions that we do operate tournaments here, but kind of show you what a live release boat does and tell you the story of it. Most tournaments here, when we have weigh-ins, other organizations, they'll do a weigh-in, they get done with the fish, they usually give them back to the anglers and they go live release them, or the tournament organizations will be responsible for releasing them. A lot of times it's right by the boat ramp. For most cases here, a lot of times the fish don't get taken care of like they need to. So kind of want to show you some things here that we're very proud of here. This particular boat that I'm about to show you is a boat with some age on it, as most of them are. This boat originally started as a Shimano live release boat back in the 90s, and there were about 12 of these units across the country. They have aerated tanks that are on board here. We're able to control the temperature and the oxygen content in the boat, and we're also able to treat the fish here, decompress the fish, or fizz the fish as most people use the term. But I'm gonna show you a little bit about the boats here. This particular one, how it operates, so you kind of have a better idea of what we do. So you can imagine at a tournament weigh-in, when we get done, we weigh the fish here. We use mesh bags, a lot of aerated tanks that we use on site. We hand these either back to the anglers or we take care of them for them. Then we'll bring them to the release boat and we'll dump them in these tanks here for fish treatment here, and the chemical that we use, jungle, catch and release, in that particular instance, or salt. One of those 2 things. But I'm gonna show you one of the tanks here. These are 4 individual separated tanks that we have here. I'm gonna open the lid, and we do have a fish. We just got done with a weigh-in here at Clear Lake, and want to show you about that. But we have aeration in here. We also have temperature control. I'm gonna open all these lids here for you, where it makes it easy to see. You'll see we've got 4 individual compartments here. This is roughly about 750 gallons total that we have. Each column here is divided with a baffle. It lets water flow through when we fill it up, so it's even, and the weight distribution is even, so we can actually go out and float level to release them. The good thing about these boats here, that even some of the live release boats that are out there, it has a bottom tank and a baffle and release. So we don't have to use a net to dip these fish and handle them again once they're in here. Once they're treated, we fizz them and make sure they're level and they're able to control their float and they look fresh. We're able to pull that baffle out and let them go. And the 4 different baffles enable us to different parts of the lake. So we can go to one part of the lake, dump a quarter of our fish, a quarter, and a quarter, so that makes us move our catch around as well. But if you look inside here, we have treated water. We've used ice. We keep temperature controlled. The water temperature here particularly is 73 degrees surface temperature, so we want to keep this around 70 degrees temperature here, just a little bit less than the lake temperature out here. Each side here today's roughly got about 15 fish in it. This is day 3 cut for us, and I'm gonna show you here. If you'll come over here and look, we've got aeration in this system. You can see the pump here. It's actually pumping fresh water in the system here. If you look in the bottom, we have a rope here that goes to the baffle. I'll show you how we dump that in just a little bit. And then right here we have our air stones is also, it puts our oxygen in here and refills them. In some cases we use oxygen bottles also as well, maybe if we're having smallmouth that we are fishing and they use a little bit more oxygen, a little more sensitive here. So we've got 4 of these systems here. And during our weigh-in, or during if we need to refresh and put fresh water in, we can hit, if you'll look right here, we put fresh water in. We've got a pump here, and you'll see this water come in here. Also in the back as well, we've got a valve here, and this adds fresh water. We've got 2 huge bilge pumps here. They're 2,000 gallons per minute. They'll fill this boat up very fast here. You can see we have a temperature gauge in each of our compartments here, and obviously right at where we want to be at 68, 69 degrees, about 5 degrees. The cooler the water is, the more oxygen that is allowed in that water. So it's very important that oxygen is in the water. If you don't have oxygen, it doesn't matter if the fish are wet, they cannot live. So once we make sure all our fish are ready to go, we realistically 1 gallon per pound of fish. So we can hold 700 gallons of fish, roughly for that. You can have a little more, depends on how far you got to go release. If it's spotted bass, we put a few more fish in here. If we have oxygen, you can also put more fish in here. So it just depends on the species you're at. And again, water temperature is key. Again, this boat's some 30 feet. The downside of that for us as an organization, it's very expensive to haul. This costs about $2 a mile to haul up and down the road. We haul it all the way from Lake Mead all the way up to Lake Shasta. Next year we'll be up in the Northwest with our tournaments. We're very proud of this. Nobody else has that. We don't have to spend this money, but we do. We probably spend $15,000, $20,000 a year taking care of maintenance. They need maintenance continuously. It's pulled by a triple axle trailer. Very expensive here. We have a 115 Mercury on the back. It does everything we need, so we're very lucky to use that. We wish all organizations were able to take care of the catch like us at Wild West Bass. But I'm gonna take a second here and show you. We've got jungle treatment in here, the temperature. You can see all our fish here. No floaters, we've done that. We have a cooler here that the few fish that we do lose. We find an organization here and we donate that to food banks or whatever, wherever we're at. But we're getting ready to dump our first tanks here. I'm gonna get my folks over here to help me. You can go on that side. Let me pull this side up. If you lift that up here, we're gonna pull this baffle. If you step over there, you can watch these fish dissipate once we get this baffle up. And it's heavy, by the way. And you can see all the fish go out. Like I said, we've spread these out here with 4 equal compartments. So we'll do that and make sure all the fish catch is done. If all the fish look good, we'll go to side number 2. We'll do the same thing here, but normally in a situation we're gonna move to another location of the lake. We'll dump this baffle as we can. And you'll see all these fish with the bottom release escape. And again, normally we would actually put it in gear, go another mile, half mile, or whatever, and release it in a different area so disperse our catch. Put this lid back over here as well. Again, we've got fresh water. You can see our recirculating bar here as well. It's pumping also this water that's already in there and recirculate that and build the oxygen as well. We're gonna pull number 3. This boat's got 3 batteries in it. Again, we use a generator when we're operating so we don't have any, they use so much battery power you don't want to kill a battery while you're having fish. A lot of times we use this boat on the trailer. This particular instance, we're able to keep it in the lake before we do our live release. But you can see how efficient it is once we get it used. Again, these fish normally won't be in one area. We did it here so you could see it today. We're very proud of this here. We've got 2 more boats we're working on. Be glad to work with any organization that's out there if they need a boat or want to take care of the catch better. That's what we're all about here. We're in the business to run fishing tournaments and take care of our environment, take care of our catch here, and we're very proud of that. Just wanted to give you a little update today as well. We have oxygen hookups in here as well. We don't have oxygen today. We've got temperature control switches here to recirculating as well. Tells you what the lake temperature is. Again, that's where we put our oxygen bottles when we do use those and as we need it. But appreciate you taking the time to tune in today and learn. Hope this helps you kind of understand what we do and why we do it. If we can ever be of assistance on you, don't hesitate to give us a call here at Wild West Bass. Thanks for watching. Call us if you got any questions.